Hello, everyone. I'm Frank, and welcome to episode 63 of Learn How to Sudoku, where we take very easy variant Sudoku puzzles and we break them down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Fog of Where by James Sinclair, and here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill the grid with the digits 1 through 9 where you do not have repeats in any row, column, or box. Fog. Fog works differently in this puzzle, so this is not your typical fog of war puzzle. Some correctly entered digits clear fog from certain cells, but those cells may be in other parts of the grid. Other digits, even when entered correctly, do not clear fog at all. When the puzzle is fully solved, all the fog will be clear. Interesting. Huh. So that means we're not guaranteed to be clearing fog even if we entered the right digit. But he's saying that all the fog will be cleared by the end of the puzzle if you solve it correctly. Okay. Interesting. Killer cages. The sum of the digits inside each cage is equal to the small number in the top left corner, and digits cannot repeat within a cage. So, for example, these two digits add up to 6. These two digits add up to 15. These two add up to 15, and these two add up to 6. So, an example here could be something like 1 and 5, because these could add up to 6. And that's how killer cages work. Arrows. Sum of the digits along an arrow is equal to this digit in the connected circle, and these digits can repeat if allowed by other rules. So that's normal arrow Sudoku rules. Arrows do not cross or overlap, and all arrow sums are single digit. Okay. So let's draw, oops, no, not that. Let's draw a random, wait, I don't have a tool here. Okay. Let's draw a random arrow here. So we have an arrow, and we're going to mark it that way. So say this was the arrow, right? Well, these two digits would have to add up to what this digit is. And remember, and so basically it could be something along the lines of 3 and 4, and then this would be 7, because the digit in the circle must add up to what is the digits that are along the arrow. And you can have repeats, remember, but arrows do not cross or overlap. And that's important probably because of the fog of war puzzle, to be able to make some logical deductions from there. That's how arrows work. Let's draw a X. Digits in cells separated by an X sum to 10. So for example, say this was an X. Therefore, if this was a 3, this would have to be a 7 to add up to 10. Because the X signifies the two digits it separates must add up to 10. Digits in cells with a shaded square must be even. So any digit that's in a shaded square must be 2, 4, 6, or 8. Digits in cells separated by a white dot are consecutive. Digits in cells separated by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio, and these are normally called Kropke dots. So assumed this was, we had a, I don't know, I'm going to make it blue. But say this blue X was essentially a white dot. Then if this was a 6, this would have to be a 5 or a 7, because white dots separate cells that are consecutive. Now say we had a black dot in between, right? Which we'll mark with a black X. Then if this were, say, a 2, this would have to be a 1 or 4 to maintain the 1 to 2 ratio between them. And if you can find more puzzles like this at artisanalsudoku.com. And James Sinclair has a really good sets a lot of really good puzzles. So I enjoy a lot of them. So if you enjoyed this puzzle, you could always go to his website at artisanalsudoku.com. Those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now I'm going to get started. So let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay. As I said, these digits have to add up to 6. So it's either 1, 5 or 2, 4. These digits add up to 6. But it's a different one, right? So it has to be a different 1, 5, and 2, 4. So we're going to mark these as different colors. We're going to make that orange, and this has to be blue. Because if this were 2, 4, this can no longer be 2, 4, right? Because this would only have 1 and 5 left as possibilities. So same here. This is 6 through 9, adding up to 15. And this is 6 through 9, adding up to 15. Well, if this were 7, 8, this can no longer be 7 or 8. So therefore, one of 6 or 9 would have to be here. So the other 6 or 9 would have to be here. So these have to be different also. We know the red ones cannot be in the same row. So it can't be here. And in this box, where can they be? They can be one of those 3. Similarly, for this orange, where can the orange cells be in this box? They can't be any of these. They can't be this. They can't be any of these. So they have to be one of these 3. So from this, then, we know one of the 1, 2, 4, 5s. Sorry, both of the 1, 2, 4, 5 oranges have to be in these 3 cells. Both of the 6, 7, 8, 9 reds have to be in these 3 cells. Well, what does that leave for the remaining cell? It can't be 6, 7, 8, 9 because they have the red ones are here, the yellow ones are here. Can't be 1, 2, 4, 5 because the blue ones are here and the orange ones are here. Therefore, this must be a 3. So this is a 3, which tells us that these 3 digits are along an arrow. Now, the thing is, if you have 5 digits in the same box or row or column, they have to add up to a minimum of 15, right? Because it has specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? That's the minimum. We know these 2 digits add up to 6. These 3 digits have to add up to a minimum of 9. And the arrow in the sum, or the circle that's connected to this arrow must be a single digit. So we know it has to be 9. So it cannot add on any more to the arrow because we already know this is 9. And it has to be 1, 5 with 2, 3, or 4. Sorry, with 3, or it's 3 with 2 or 4. And these have to be the blue 1, 5, or 2, 4. Either way, this has to add up to 9, and therefore this must be a 9 because it cannot add on to the arrow, because then that would make this arrow value 10, which is not allowed. So this, and therefore this has to be the circle, and it must be the 9. So this is 9, which doesn't give us anything. These can't be 9 because, but we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuplet in this box, which eliminates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the rest of the box. Therefore, these must be 6, 7, or 8. And where's the 9 in this box? It has to be here. So this is 9. That leaves this. This has to be 6 through 9. I reset a lot of my... yeah, we need to remove the conflict checker and check pencil marks. Okay. I don't know why, but it reset a lot of my settings. Anyways, this has to be 6, 7, or 8, which means none of these can be 6, 7, or 8. So the remaining cells have to be 1 through 5. Well, these can't be 3. These cannot be red because the red are 6 through 9, so this one can't be red, which means these are both orange. This can't be orange, so this has to be the red, which means this is 6 through 9. These two digits add up to at least 9, and we know, therefore, this has to be 9, and this has to be 6. So this is 6, which makes this 9. These cannot be 6 or 9 because the 6 is already taken, so it must be 7 or 8, which makes these 6 and 9. So therefore, this must be a 9 because that's the only digit left. This, then, has to be a square, which means it's even. So this has to be 2 or 4. Well, it can't be the oranges, so the 2 or 4 must specifically be a blue. Therefore, these are 2 or 4. And the oranges has to be 1 and 5. So this can't be 1 or 5, and it can't be 2 or 4 because we have a 1, 5, 1, 5 pair now, and a 2, 4, 2, 4 pair in the same column, and we have a 6, 7, 8 triplet. So therefore, this must be a 3. So this is a 3. These are 1 and 5. This has to be 2, 3, and 4. These two are in a 1 to 2 ratio, but they don't have a 2 or 4 because of the 2, 4 pair that's in the same row. So therefore, it cannot be 1, 2, 2, 4, or 4, 8. It has to be 3, 6. And this can't be 6 because of the 6, 9 pair in the same box, so this must be a 3. And this has to be a 6. Well, these three digits have to be 6, 8, or 9. Have to be specifically, 6, 8, and 9. Because the only set of 3 unique digits that can add up to 23 is specifically 6, 8, and 9. This can't be 6 and this can't be 9. The rest of the row cannot contain 6, 8, or 9, so this must be an even digit, even number, so it has to be 2 or 4 also. So the remaining digits now in row 5 have to be 1, 3, 5, and 7. And 3 cannot be either of these because of this 3. 3 can't be here because of that 3. Therefore, in row 5, it has to be here. So this is a 3. This cannot be 1 and 5 because that would eliminate all possibilities for this cell. So this must be a 2, 4 pair. Well, since we have a 2, 4 pair here, that eliminates 2 and 4 from the rest of the row. So this can't be 2 or 4, so this must be a 3. That's 3 in corner. We celebrate. These are consecutive. It cannot contain a 1, a 3, a 5, a 6, or a 9. So that eliminates 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, or 8, 9. So the only ones remaining are 7 and 8. And this can't be 8 because of the 6, 8, 9 triplet in the row. So this must be a 7. So this must be 7. This has to be 8. The remaining digits in row 5 are 1 and 5. So this is 1 and 5. And this has to be a 2 or 4 because that's all that remains in column 7. Now these, I don't know what information we have here. What are the remaining digits in row 9? It has to be 1, 5, 7, and 8. Yeah. So that's not that helpful. 9 is here, and 9 is here. So where can the 9 be in row 6? Cannot be here, because this is a 9. Can't be here, because one of these has to be a 9. So it has to be one of these 3. And if 9 is along an arrow that's 2 or more in length, and we know that the sum must be single digits, none of these can be 9. Therefore, this must be a 9, because that's the only place for it. So this is a 9. which means this is 9. Oh, we cleared that. 9 can only be next to an 8 to be consecutive with it. So this is an 8, which means this can't be 8. So one of these two is an 8. These two digits add up to 9, and it cannot be 1, 8, and it cannot be 3, 6. So it's either 2, 7 or 4, 5. Well, this can't be 2, 4 because one of these is a 2 or 4. And we have a 2, 4, 2, 4 pair there. So this cannot be 2 or 4. So this is 5 or 7, which forces this to be 2 or 4. The remaining digits here are 1, 5, and 6. This is 1, 5, or 6. These can't be 3. 3. Where is 3 in row 8? Can't be here. Can't be here because of this 3. Can't be here because of that 3, so it must be here. So this is 3, which is the sum of 1 and 2 only. So this is 1 and 2. We have a 1, 2, 1, 2 pair in row 7, which eliminates 1 and 2 from the rest of the row. So this must be 5, and this must be 1. That cleared the fog here, but we already knew what those were, essentially. The remaining digits are now 4, 7, and 8 in row 7. So this is 4, 7. It cannot be 8 because we have 8 here. These can't be 1 because we have a 1, 2 pair in the box. And now we have a 5, 7 pair in the box. So this can't be 7. So this must be 4. And this has to be 7 or 8. Well, we know 8 has to be in one of those two cells for row 9. And in fact, it can't have a 5, 7 either. So it's a 1, 8, 1, 8 pair then in this box, which eliminates 8 from the rest of the box. So this must be a 7, which makes this 8, which makes that a 7. The remaining digits here are 2, 4, and 5. And this cannot be 2 or 4 because of the 2, 4 pair in column 2. So this must be a 5, which means this can't be 5 and this can't be 5. Can't be 5. Okay, let's start labeling these. So we're gonna make this, hold up. Okay, we now have letters. We're gonna make this A and this B. That makes this B, which makes that A. This has to be B, which makes that A, which makes that B, which makes that A, which makes that B, which makes that A. So B has to be one of these 3, and A has to be one of those 3. So I'm not sure if that's helpful. Okay, this can't be 8. What else are we looking for? So 1 of 2 or 4 is here. The remaining digits here, one of them has to be 8. Three has to be one of these two. 3 cannot be here, 3 cannot be here, so 3 is one of those two. One out of 1 or 8 is here. 1 out of 6 or 9 is here, and 1 out of 5 or 7 is here. Well, neither of these can be 9. Oh, we also need a 3 in one of these pairs. One of these is 8. So the remaining digits are 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. This can't be 6. These can't be 6 because of the 6, 8, 9 triplet. So where is the 6 in row 6? It has to be here. So this is 6, which makes that not a 6. We know one of these is a 1. And the other ones have to be 2, 7, or 4, 5. So it's either 1, 2, 7, or 4, 5, but we're not sure. So this can't be 4. This is 3 with 2, 7, or 4, 5. So this is 3, and we have either 2, 7 here or 4, 5. This can't be 4. So one of these 3 is B, one of these 3 is A. A and B can't be here. So one of them's here, one of them's here, but we're not sure which is which. This is 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. This can't be 7, though. The remaining digits here are 1, 5, 6, and 8. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. um. Hmm. Remaining digits here are 1 with 5 through 9. This can't be 9. This can't be 8. This can't be 6. This is 1 with 5 through 9. And it could be any of them. These are also 1 with 5 through 9. Eight and 6 are here. Uh, hmm. I'm not sure if we're supposed to guess here. Um, because right now I don't see any other logic here. This can't be 9. Hmm. Hmm. Whatever digit is here. Has to be the same as that. So this is D. So C has to be here. But that doesn't mean D has to be there either. D could be here. Huh. Yeah, this is... I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm missing here. I don't see any other thing that's here, right? Do I have to start guessing? I don't really like that. Hmm. This has to be 1 or 2. That doesn't tell us very much. Any of these could be 9. These can't be 5. Oh, this can't be 5. Okay, well that's... I don't know, I just didn't see that. This has to be 7, which makes this a 2, which makes this 4, which makes that a 2. That makes this a 2, this is a 4. That makes this 4, which makes that a 2. Okay, so 7 cannot be any of these cells. And these cells cannot be 2 or 7, so it's 1, 4, or 5. So C and D are here. This cannot be 4 or 5. It's 2, 3, or 7, which means this can't be 2, so this is 4. This has to be a 4, which makes this a 2. This can never be 6 or 8 because it has to add up to 3. So this has to be 1. This can't be 5, 6, or 8 because it has to add up to 3. So this must be a 1 also. Which means 1 cannot be here. So this is 5, which makes that a 1, which makes that 5. This can't be 1 or 5. That's 6 or 8. This can't be 1 or 5. And these can't be 1. These can't be 7. This can't be 1, so this is 8, which makes this a 1. So these can't be 8. This has to connect somewhere to another digit, which has to be a 1. And it can't go here because that would be 1 and that would be 1, and we have repeats there, so this must be a 1. Which means none of these could be 1. This has to be 5, which makes that a 1. So none of these are 1. 1 must add up with another digit to add up to 10, so this must be 9, which makes this a 6, which makes this 8, which makes that a 9. 9 can no longer be here. And 9 can't be either of these two. So where is the 9? In row 1, it has to be here. So this is 9, which means this can't be 9. So this is 6, which makes that a 9. This 6 means this can't be 6. So this is 8, which makes that a 6, which makes that an 8. This cannot be 6 or 8 because of the 3, 6. The 6 and 8 are already in the column. This can't be 5 because of this 5, so this must be a 7, which makes this a 5. This can't be 8. This can't be 8. This can't be 1, so this makes that a 2, which makes that a 1. This 2 means this can't be 2, so it's a 7. 1 can't be either of these cells, so we know where the 1 is. One can't be here, 1 can't be here, so this must be a 1. These can't be 7. This can't be 7. This can't be 7, so that makes that a 6, which means this can't be 6, so this is 3, which makes that a 6. This is an even number, so it can't be 6, so it must be 8, which makes that a 7. So this becomes a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair. This can't be 6, so this must be 5, which makes that a 6. That makes this an 8. This 5 means this can't be 5, so this is 4. It also means that can't be 5, so it's a 7, which makes that 5, and therefore this is a 5. The remaining digit here is a 4, so therefore this can't be 4, which makes that 2, which makes that a 4. That has to be 2 then, which makes that a 3, and that 2. And the remaining digits now are 3 and 7. Apologies. I didn't see this this 5 being there. I should have immediately seen that, but sometimes you miss things. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.